Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Widgets and Wonders. This is my show about great products from small companies. Now today we're going to take a look at some stuff from GameMat.eu. Two pre-painted terrain sets, one which is a sort of rocky ruins, and another one which is a grab train, a really cool like techie grab train. I've displayed it here on a GameMat.eu classic matte Fallout zone with a few 40K miniatures so you can get a sense of scale and just how much it fills up the table. So I'm putting on a 4x4 mat, which is about, I think, the right amount of table size for this to fill as a single set, and then you can check it out basically with some sort of scale identifiers. I got a knight down here, some dreads, and some marines. So here they are, two new pre-painted sets from GameMat.eu, both of which are just taken directly out of the box. I haven't done anything to them except for get all the pellet foam on them. They're packed, but you can still see some those little devils that get everywhere. Little bits of that white packing foam. I like stick to everything with static. So the first set I'll go over is the Rocky Base set, which is these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually 6 pieces, which is kind of cool. You can use this as 2 instead of 1 if you want. And actually this piece, if people remember, is from the City Ruins set that they released previously. I think it's a slightly different paint job on the same set. And they're pretty significant, as you can see here, just from like the size of things. They have some nice sized ledges that 32mm bases sit on. You can see here some of my Space Marine heroes hanging out, just ready to rock and roll and do some fighting. And it's been painted in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tones, which for pre-painted terrain, that's a lot of painting. And also, like, it's pretty neat. I don't know if it's been masked off. I think it has been masked off prior to like priming and stuff, or masked and maybe dry brushed on top of it. But they've done a really good job actually of keeping the details really neat and having a like consistent like sort of theme through everything, a consistent tone. The black underneath is actually more of a charcoal gray, so it's not too stark. I find when they do like a two-tone paint job, if they go too extreme, it doesn't look great. It just looks like kind of messy dry brushing. But what they've done here is they've actually left some texture on all of the concrete bits, and then they've done more like a charcoal gray base coat before they dry brushed it, and it looks way better. And then they've done some silver dry brushing on all the metallic bits. They've done some dry brushing of this like red brown, sort of chalk brown, then a beige, then an orange on the rocks. And then it looks like they've taken a page from my book and they've done a little airbrushing of the old, what is it, burnt umber in the recesses, which I thought was a nice touch. I haven't seen them do that before. I actually, if you remember, I applied that to a bunch of Rocky outcroppings that were pre-painted, and it actually really changed how they look. You can see them in my Game of Wolves videos and stuff. And they're really big and chunky. Like this will fully block line of sight to my knight if I want. And we'll put old sword over here, and you can see you can hide behind it quite well. And then half on this one right here. And there's actually an opening where you can get underneath it. You can put dudes inside, which I thought was pretty cool. Dread you can hide just fine. And then you get a couple of sort of like, I just call these area terrain. They're kind of like bunker openings and stuff. And I'll use this for 40K. I'll probably also use this even for like Game of Wolves and a lot of indie games, because it's nice and nondescript. It's not too gothic-y, you know. It's got like a nice, you could use this for Star Wars Legion too, actually, probably. It would look good on Legion mat as just like a cool kind of tech piece. And then the second set is the grab train. And I'll be honest, I am really hit and miss with tech pieces and pre-painted terrain, because really often the details just kind of look off. You know what I mean? Like the rivets are too big or the handles are too big, and I'm never super satisfied with them. And there's been a few kits that I've been sent that I actually haven't put on Widgets and Wonders, just kind of like, yeah, I'm not 100% on these. But oh my god, this thing is cool, and it's so big. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, and then I popped it open and I was like, it looks like a Cylon. Like I might actually do like the big red line through here. It looks like the Cylons decided to make a space train. And the other thing that I wasn't super keen on was the idea that I thought it was just a train on tracks, like it would need like tracks and stuff. Because it has these big fat grav engines, you can just kind of crash anywhere. And it looks really dope. Like I'm really excited about it. And it's way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Like when I put these Reavers on it, I wasn't sure like if they were gonna look big or small. And I took it out of the box, I was like, this thing is enormous. Like they can hide almost anywhere. And it's pretty much like head high on a knight, so you can easily claim cover on a knight in this thing too. And just about every Space Marine vehicle, I think, except for like the antennas and some of the grab vehicles, can 100% hide behind this. This is a really chunky like piece of terrain, and what I like about it is it's available individually. So if you just want to kind of like spice up one of these like terrain sets, this is a decent 4x4 table worth of terrain. Like, it's not a 6x4. I think a 6x4, you could just spread out like these pieces and maybe separate out this one, right? Actually, I'd probably leave it just because it's a bit taller that way. But if you threw in some like barricades and stuff, you can get away with a 6x4 table with this terrain. There's enough of it to block line of sight, and it's big and chunky. And it looks great. Like, it looks really, really good. And I love the Fallout Zone mat. If you're looking for like a color match, I would say the Fallout Zone mat from GameMat.eu is pretty much perfect. Like, there's some desert mats and stuff, but they're a bit more yellowy. I'd say that this color palette just blends dynamite and looks really, really good. And also conveniently blends dynamite with the basing on my knights. So I'm pretty jazzed. You'll definitely see this coming up in some new 40K videos when new 40K hits. And yeah, and these two kits, these two sets basically make a pretty decent table with the terrain. So check them out. I'll put the links in the video description below. So you got other Widget Wonders done and on the books. Now, if you know of a great product from a small company you think deserves more attention, you can have them email me at gorillminiaturegames@gmail.com or Facebook message me at facebook.com/outofthebasement into the streets, and I'll put it in front of as many people as possible. Big thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for another Widgets and Wonders. Till then, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.